Hi, welcome to my video. My name is Rabiha. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you this eye-opening quote and what I observed from it. The quote is by Lou Holtz and it says that you are either growing or you're dying. That means you're either flourishing, nourishing, alive, or you are withering away and not alive. Okay, so I'm going to share my thoughts on it in this video, and if this is something that you want to proceed with and you want to know about it, and if this resonates with you, then you can keep watching on the video. Thank you. Everyone loves stability in their lives. Stable health, stable wealth, stable relations. Everything's smooth. After all, being stable means being safe, meaning there are no threats. Well, this is one way of living life. Stability is good as long as it's not binding us to a certain mindset or a belief system, which is both limiting in nature and scope. I mean to say that just for the sake of stability, we should not be bind to a certain belief system, like we should not think a certain way just because we want stability in our lives. That inherently limits our way of thinking, our way of observing, our way of communication. It impacts everything. Time has no bounds, right? It's always moving and it's never halting. That is why we can hear people say it all the time around us that we will all die one day, so it is better to live our life the right way. It is better to live the right way. Well, my question to you all, everyone who's watching the video, is what is this right way of living life? What is this right? What does it mean? What is the right way of living life? Is it the same old way, which involves studying in a good university to be able to get a 9 to 5 job so that you can earn enough money to build a big house, probably on loan, by the way, then marrying a person who is acceptable to this egocentric society around us, and then finally bearing children? My question is this a right way of living? And if it is it the only way? I mean, that is how everyone should live their life, or is it different for everyone? What is right is often forgotten by what is convenient. Bodhi. So, what does growing feel like? Ask yourself these questions. Are you happy? Then, are you happy with the people surrounding you as friends and family? Do you feel satisfied? Do you feel fulfilled with your each and every day? Are you open to change? Are you flexible enough to update your beliefs? Do you feel love towards all beings around you, including animals and plants, and even strangers for that matter? If the answer is yes, then you are surely growing. Because a person who is not growing does not feel fulfilled with his days. He is a slave to his rigid beliefs. He is a slave to these societal norms. He is always in a defensive state, is easily irritated, complains all the time, and calling himself a victim. But victim of what? Nothing, just your own made up insecurities. Such a person has time to hold grudges, is hollow from inside, and attempts to fill the gap by judging other people. And judging so pathetically that judging each and everything, just for example, like what the other person is wearing. I mean, how can you judge anybody's clothes, the clothes that they wear, the food that they eat? But people do that. Some people judge other people just for the fun of it. They don't know anything else to do. They just judge, and judge. They are the saddest souls. They are the souls that have been lost. They don't know their own purpose and they think they know their purpose, but they unfortunately don't. So all the people we meet in our lives who preaches us to play safe, to choose a job that will ensure a stable income and will hold prestige in the eyes of others by being a doctor, a lawyer, or some high paid professional, as opposed to being an artist and follow your own passion. The people who preaches to marry a certain kind of person who is acceptable to this society, limiting in race, caste, class, gender, and whatnot. The people who preaches to demonize this younger generation, this new generation, just because they themselves are unable to adapt to these changing times. Like people once actually criticized the invention of computers, because they had rigid beliefs, and change is not easy to accept. After all, the people who can accept change are the ones who are actually willing to grow. People fear change. Growing needs upgrading from time to time. You need to upgrade yourself. You need to upgrade the way you see yourself, other self, and the way you think, the way you move, the way you even eat. You upgrade that. We've been doing it for generations after generations. That's what growing is. So, what does growing feel like? Growing feel like accepting the change, accepting the challenge that comes with it. People fear challenge. People fear change. But every change requires some kind of pushing, and it pushes us to move ahead, to cross the boundaries, to go beyond ourselves. So change is nice, change is necessary, change is good to grow. Growing feels like living this survival mode of living belief. Growing feels like quitting that job that is not giving you any more challenge. You have surpassed the job way long before. Stop living just for the sake of money, just for the sake of this luxurious lifestyle or whatever lifestyle you have. Stop living for that. Start living for yourself, for your happiness, because that's what matters. Growing feels like ending that relationship where there's no communication or understanding or giving or taking. Growing feels like taking control in your hands. If you want to quit a cigarette and you believe that nicotine is addictive and that it is impossible to quit smoking, that's not the case. That means your will is just not that strong. If your will is strong, you can do it. And I want to pop it here that my father quit smoking. It's been some months now, and I think he's happy about it because he's like beyond 50 now, and of course he's started to see changes because of the cigarette smoking his whole life. He started to see changes and bad changes in his health and his body. So that's a good thing that he decided to leave cigarette. So you also have to take that step. That feels like growing. That is what growing is, taking steps that will ensure your happiness. So making a change means you have to face on some challenges, and facing those challenges will ensure growth. And if you feel like you're growing, you will feel alive. And if you can feel the aliveness, that is life. So remember, you're either growing or you're dying, and the choice is yours, moment by moment.